Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to another edition of Tales of a 40-Year-Old Fat Ass. My name is Brian. I am, of course, your host and resident fat ass. Today is Saturday, the 9th of June in the year 2012. I apologize for not getting this up a couple days ago when I promised. It's been a crazy week. Any of you that have been following, let's just get right into it. I have had a hard time finding my inspiration. I cannot find the mojo to get back onto any kind of a program, whether it's Medifast, any diet at this point would be good. I am slowly starting to come out of the funk a little bit, but those of you that have been following along at home, let's kind of recap what's been happening. Went off the program around Easter, decided, I'm taking a couple-day break. I want to enjoy the holidays, and ever since then, it's been a downhill fat-ass slide. And it's been interesting because there are some days I'm fine, there are some days that I'm not. And I'm not saying that it was the worst mistake I made, because it really wasn't. It's helped me observe some things in other manners, but it definitely was, part of the problem of where I'm at now. Those of you that have watched the earlier videos know I constantly talk about the inner dialogue that's going on in my head. And let me tell you, this week, it's been a doozy. It's been like a Jerry Springer episode in there. There's baby daddies coming out. There's chairs being thrown. There's lesbians getting it on with people that are supposed to be lesbians, but they're actually boys, but they're actually horses, but they're actually dogs, typical Jerry Springer stuff. It's been crazy. And it's been really interesting because I can't seem to make heads or tails of it. I've been watching some of my earlier videos and watching the progression that I made in the hopes of finding some type of inspiration. I've been watching other people's videos. I've been watching and reading other people's stories. And I still can't find, I know I'm going to feel better, I know I'm going to look better, but it's any of you sci-fi geeks that are out there, any of you, Trekkies, Trekkers, whatever you want to call yourselves, that have seen Star Trek Generations, you'll understand my next reference. I feel like I'm in the Nexus. I am just wrapped up in foodie goodness, and I don't want to leave. And that's exactly where I'm at right now. I just have no desire to not, I don't even know how to say it. I want to get out of it, but I'm enjoying what I'm eating. And I know that's not a healthy outlook, and I certainly know that's not a healthy way of doing things. But for right now, that's where I've been. I feel myself starting to come out of it. My larger worry is not necessarily right now, but what happens after I'm out of the program? Whatever diet is. I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. I don't want to bounce the rest of my life. It's not a healthy way to live. It's really not. To yo-yo your entire life. I watched my mother do it. I've watched other friends do it. It's not a healthy way to live. It sucks. Having the internal dialogue constantly sucks. I don't know what the answer is. I don't necessarily want to do surgery. I don't necessarily want to diet the rest of my life. I'm thinking about possibly looking into some hypnotherapy, see if that works a little bit. And, again, I go back to, I don't necessarily subscribe to the fact that it's an addiction. I know there are people out there, I have a much better understanding of it. I still don't think it's an addiction. I think it's more of a mental breakdown somewhere in there and saying, okay, this is what I know, this is where I'm comfortable, and this is where I'm staying. Those of you that have gone on and off program, you know what I'm talking about. Some people are way more morbidly obese than I am, and, it's easy to say I can stop at any time, but you know what? At the end of the day, you can't really stop at any time. You go to what you know. I know quick, easy fixes because I'm constantly running. I'm constantly on the go. It sucks. I don't like being a fat ass, and you know what? I thought about it this morning. I've thrown a lot of my fat clothes out. So I'm at a crossroads. I can either get back on the horse and start losing weight off of this fat ass again, or I can continue to balloon up and go start shopping at the tall and fat stores again. So we're going to see what happens. But in the meantime, it's been a very, very interesting ride this week. It's been a lot of ups and downs. I've been a little depressed. I've been a little happy. And at the end of the day, no matter what my mood's been, it's been satiated with food. And I need to start changing that attitude up a little bit because I'm not going to lie. I went to the fair last night strictly for some funnel cake and a fried Oreo. It was delicious. I'm going to be very sad to say goodbye to my good friends. But I also know that I'd like to live a healthier life and at least a little bit longer life. So we'll see what happens. It sucks. Angel and devil. We'll have to see who wins. Have a fantastic weekend. Don't forget, you can always reach out to us on Twitter at talesofafatass or at Gmail. Feel free to email us, talesofafatass@gmail.com. And on Facebook, Tales of a 40-Year-Old Fat Ass. Have a grand weekend. We'll talk to you next week. Take care.